This chapter makes me really feel like this series could end within the next 1 or 2 chapters. Because with this chapter of Undead Unluck, we not only got some really hype moments, the series coming full circle, bringing up topics that we had earlier on in the series, and just a heartwarming moment between Andy and FUUKO, with things really feeling like we have reached our inevitable conclusion. Undead Unluck is so close to solidificating itself as probably one of the best manga in Weekly Shonen Jump, and definitely a must-watch, must-read shonen of all time, in my opinion. And I say this every week, but I'm going to be really sad when this series really does end. But there's still the anime that's going to come out, so I'm excited for that. But before we jump into this fantastic chapter, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want more. Now, enough of the preamble, let's start reading chapter 236 of Undead Unluck, titled Heart. And we have this absolutely beautiful color page of Andy and FUUKO walking towards the light. And man, whenever Tezuka does a color page in any regard, color spread, color page, it's always some of their best work, and I can't gush about this cover page nearly enough. But we start off from last week's chapter when Soul is confronted with the idea that humans created the rule called love, and that is why they are beating Sun, Soul, and the Umas and about to clear the gate. But Soul says to stop messing with him. This rule isn't something I know, as he calls out to Luna to answer him. But Andy says, don't know where his core is, but with our big guns, we'll get right up to him and nail him with it. Let's do this, partner. As FUUKO says, yeah, as they charge up another attack with the heart to take down Soul and Sun with another blow. But Soul still isn't having it. He says, no matter what any of you do, no matter what any of you feel, we are the rules. Whatever it is that you've conjured up, we won't approve of it. I will not. We will not approve of any rule like that. As lights shine forth from Sun and Soul's spot on the top of Sun, going out in every conceivable direction. And FUUKO's wondering why they're not targeting us. But a really nice piece of light shines on clothy Uma clothes as they realize that Soul is taking and sucking up every single Uma on the planet and merging it with himself and Sun. As Soul says, this world is governed by us Umas. That is this world's rule. As in this 2-page spread, we finally get to see the Sun-Soul fusion phase end. The final form of Soul and Sun combined with all of the other Umas and rules of the world. And the design's not too bad. It's literally just all the Umas just replacing all the broken up parts of Sun's arms, legs, and body to essentially bring Sun back to relative full strength. And honestly, while not the best design, it's fine, and I'm alright with it. It still screams final boss. But it's then that Luna talks to Andy and FUUKO telepathically, saying, are you certain about this? If you manage to take down Sun with that sacred treasure, you will clear the game, and every negator in this world will be released. Nico's wondering what she means by released, and she says that's exactly what I mean. Literally, the world will be released as it exists right now. Every Uma, artifact, and negation ability will disappear from this world. And I like how this is being said as we get a bit more of a close-up of how Sun looks, and based off of how it looks in that one singular page in the rest of the chapter, it looks better than the initial 2-page spread, in my opinion, because we didn't get that good of a look, in my opinion. But, she says, however, if you fully exhaust the heart, unlock, then your memories will. No, your love will disappear without a trace. It's then that they then blast Sun once more with the heart, as Luna is even more shaken up and surprised by this turn of events. And I love seeing Luna so flustered and confused. It showcases that FUUKO and Andy and the entirety of the Union are really pulling the wool over their creator's eyes. I was wondering, why won't you listen to what I'm telling you? But Andy says, you got the wrong idea, don't you? You really think love decreases once it's accumulated? Now hatred? That's finite. It eventually runs out. Rebellion was that way. But love is different. Love that's built in the present and the future is infinite. And I like how we're literally using the power of love and friendship. I said this in the last chapter. You're using the power of love to literally beat the gods of this universe. And he is right. This affection that is love literally just keeps building and building. In the current day and even in the future, it's basically ever-filling. Hatred does disappear over time and sometimes rather quickly. But love, it can continuously build up, and like Andy said, it's infinite. Luna seems unsure of what she's seeing, as Andy says to FUUKO that it looks like they're finally alone. As she says alone, when there are this many Umas around us, Andy says, well, it kinda looks like the end, you know? How about we have a little chat? As FUUKO's laughing, saying it's a little late to bring up anything now, but Andy says, you see, at first, I only had planned on toying with you. And look, this is honestly a really nice look into Andy's mentality at the start of the series, and then eventually moving forward with FUUKO and then the rest of the Union as he himself developed over the course of the series. As we get a nice montage of every moment throughout Undead Unluck that helped shape Andy and FUUKO and their dynamic and relationship with each other, he says, just enough to kill time with your unluck ability because it piqued my interest. But guess what? Through all the shenanigans we got into together, you taught me something. People don't die unless they're forgotten. Obviously taking a root of Dr. Hero Look from One Piece in his final speech, and I love that this is actually back in the Andy's past arc, in the Autumn arc, where literally FUUKO went into Andy's past and helped influence his current self by literally teaching him that he will only truly die when he is forgotten, and also utilizing the power of his soul and how that makes him alive, and that's how he's dead. I like we're tying that back into the finale of the series, as well as how Andy at first viewed FUUKO when he found out about her unluck ability. Andy says, and once I heard that, I had a thought. I thought that I could die one day. So let's enjoy what life has to offer. And I love how they're literally having this conversation as they're just blasting away at all the Umas and all of Sun's attacks that nail a bunch of different blows. FUUKO laughs, saying, that's kind of funny. You taught me the same thing. Andy, the first time I met you was sheer chaos. But ever since that day, and I love we also got another nice montage with all of the moments Andy and FUUKO have shared up until that point, comedic and bizarre. She says, I've had the most wicked fun time. As Andy smiles, thanking her. As he says, for letting me die. So it was like, oh yeah, right, that's right. Once we win this, you won't be undead anymore. But Andy says, that's not what I mean. It's once you forget, right? As it dawns on FUUKO, and they take each other close. And he says, you're going to forget me, and that will be my death. The memories I shared with you, each and every one of them has become a treasure, and their shine has taught me what death truly means, as he continuously blasts away everything that Sun and Soul are launching at them right now. And as FUUKO's starting to cry, he says, if you're ever unlucky enough to run into me again, then you better believe I'll revive. And more lights shine forward, showcasing the entire Union joining on the fight to take on Soul and Sun's final phase, as everybody gets their own licks in with the amp from the heart. And he says, we're undead, as he unsheathes his sword, planting it with the heart, and launches one final attack with FUUKO's help, with the entirety of the Union backing them up, putting their faith in the two of them, as they say, go Undead Unluck. Another really awesome title drop, as in another 2-page spread, Andy and FUUKO together swing the heart-empowered sword and slice through Sun and Soul, as the final works of the chapter are sick. Wicked sick. As that ends the chapter. Oh man, this chapter was really great. We tied everything back together. Andy and FUUKO had a nice emotional moment. Honestly, when FUUKO was starting to tear up after Andy said that when this is all said and done, she's going to lose all her memories of him, and that technically will be his death. Bring it back to chapter 1 with Andy wanting to die. And also confirmation that the Umas, the artifacts, and even negation abilities are going to disappear once this game is completely finished now with the defeat of Sun and Soul. I kind of started to tear up a bit when FUUKO was starting to cry. And I like how Andy said that, yeah, if you meet me again, I'm going to come back to life. No question about it. And I love that all of the Union came back together at the end before the final blow was struck to help the two of them deal the finishing blow and give them the opportunity to finally slash through Sun and Soul with the finishing blow, powered by not only their love for each other, but also the love and support from the rest of their friends in the Union. It's perfect. Legitimately, I have no real complaints with this chapter or this section of the story anymore. Everything just feels right. I'm satisfied, and I cannot wait to see how things progress with the rest of the chapter, because I know I'm gonna start crying my eyes out when Undead Unluck reaches its conclusion. Now, there is a break next week due to, well, New Year's and all that, so January 3rd is when we're going to be getting our next Undead Unluck chapter released officially, which means the chapter will be out on a Friday, and I'll probably get the next review out on Saturday perhaps, or even Sunday, so a lot earlier than anticipated, but I'm excited. I can't wait for the next chapter of Undead Unluck, and I can't wait to see this story come to a conclusion, and the tears I will shed once we get those amazingly emotional chapters. But how did you guys feel about this chapter? Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below on what you thought and what do you think will happen with the following chapters with the conclusion. Are you happy with this ending? Are you happy with the final blow and how Andy and FUUKO story is about to conclude? Let me know. And once more, don't forget to like and subscribe and hit the notification bell for updates on future videos. Really helps, and it shows you guys enjoy the content I make here on the channel and shows you want to see more. And with all that said and done, I hope you all have a wicked sick day.